Welcome to Newsline, your trusted source for global news, bringing clarity to the stories shaping our world. Following Prime Minister Michel Barnier's failed attempt to push through his budget proposal, the French government now faces a vote of no confidence. However, the market's greatest risk may arise in the aftermath of this political showdown. The no-confidence vote has the potential to trigger significant political instability. If the government falls, it could lead to early elections or an extended period of political gridlock. Such scenarios often unsettle markets, particularly as investors weigh the possibility of policy shifts or delays in crucial economic reforms. The crisis highlights deeper divisions within the French political landscape. With a fragile majority and rising opposition, the government's ability to pass legislation has been increasingly questioned. Observers are closely watching whether this crisis could pave the way for broader political realignment or even shifts in leadership. The coming days will be crucial for both French politics and the European markets, as the outcomes of the vote and its aftermath could set the tone for France's economic and political trajectory. Flexion Mobile, a company operating technical platforms for clients in the gaming industry, has been fined by Nasdaq's disciplinary committee. The penalty amounts to 7 annual fees, equivalent to approximately 2.1 million Swedish krona, according to a press release. The fine follows an investigation into compliance issues concerning Nasdaq's regulatory framework. While the specific violations have not been detailed, such penalties are typically associated with breaches of listing requirements or governance standards. Flexion Mobile has not yet commented on the decision, but is expected to address the matter publicly in the coming days. Industry analysts suggest that the fine is unlikely to severely impact the company's financial position, given its recent growth and market presence. This case underscores Nasdaq's commitment to enforcing strict compliance measures, maintaining market integrity, and ensuring listed companies adhere to established rules and standards. Investors will now be watching Flexion Mobile's next steps to address the issues raised by the disciplinary committee. Meanwhile, South Korea's financial markets are showing signs of resilience after recent turmoil. The country's stock market showed signs of resilience, recovering a significant portion of the earlier declines. Analysts attribute this rapid recovery to stabilizing global market conditions and effective interventions by South Korean financial authorities. The rebound comes after concerns over geopolitical tensions and global economic uncertainties briefly rattled investor confidence. South Korea's central bank and government have reportedly been monitoring the situation closely, with potential measures in place to further support market stability if needed. While the quick recovery is a positive sign, experts caution that underlying risks remain and sustained efforts may be necessary to maintain economic and financial stability. Investors are now closely watching upcoming economic indicators and policy announcements for further direction. A political power struggle is anticipated in South Korea following President Yoon Suk-Yeol's dramatic declaration of a state of emergency on Tuesday. The move has provoked widespread criticism from opposition leaders and civil society groups, many of whom view the declaration as an overreach of executive authority. Calls for the president's resignation have intensified, fueling tensions in an already polarized political landscape. Observers expect the coming days to be marked by intense maneuvering among political factions. The opposition is likely to push for measures to curtail the president's powers or even pursue impeachment proceedings, while the government will aim to consolidate support and justify its actions as necessary for national security. This political turmoil could have significant implications for South Korea's stability and economic outlook, as prolonged uncertainty often deters foreign investment and disrupts governance. Regional analysts are closely monitoring the situation, particularly given the potential for spillover effects in the broader East Asian political and economic environment. Ukraine that chooses to join NATO would represent a completely unacceptable threat to Russia, according to Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, speaking on behalf of President Vladimir Putin. The statement underscores Russia's long-standing opposition to NATO's eastward expansion, which Moscow perceives as a direct challenge to its national security interests. The Kremlin has repeatedly framed Ukraine's potential NATO membership as a red line, claiming it would destabilize the region and escalate military tensions. This latest declaration comes amidst ongoing conflict in Ukraine and heightened tensions between Russia and the West. Analysts view the statement as part of a broader strategy by the Kremlin to deter Western support for Ukraine and reinforce its narrative of being encircled by hostile forces. The prospect of Ukraine joining NATO remains a divisive issue, with Western leaders emphasizing the alliance's open-door policy while navigating the risks of further antagonizing Russia. The situation continues to add complexity to international diplomatic efforts aimed at resolving the conflict and ensuring European security. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. Stay informed, stay empowered, and we'll see you next time.